Hi and welcome back to Real Reviews, where today I'm diving into Dead Boy Detectives. That's right, the co-creation of Neil Gaiman and Matt Wagner, which made its first appearance on HBO Max back in 2021 in a failed television pilot. On that occasion it had Greg Berlanti, the Uber producer, C&W hitmaker, the man behind Supergirl and numerous others, connected to it, which is why his name appears in the credits of this new Netflix adaptation, which has been headed up by Steve Yockey. Those who are familiar with the name will know him from Supernatural, but most recently also from the Flight Attendant, which made a bit of a splash over 2 seasons on Sky and HBO as well. So let's dive into this new version of the Dead Boy Detectives and find out what audience have got coming up in 2024, April 25th. So the closest thing to Dead Boy Detectives that springs to mind when you first watch this is Lockwood & Co. It's got the same sort of young adult audience orientation aimed straight at it. It's got the same level of invention and sort of daring do with these supposedly teenage heroes. The twist being these guys exist in the afterlife, they exist outside of the living world, and they are there to help ghosts who are unable to pass over. One of the key things to remember is that they are they're down there intentionally, and they are essentially fugitives from the afterlife. Every time they solve a case, one of these ghosts gets taken away by Death. Death being Kirby, the actress who played Death in Sandman. She turns up, they have to hide because ultimately they shouldn't be there in the first place. This is one of the things they are running from. So you've got George Rexfrew as Edwin, who is the sharper Sherlock Holmes element, and then you've got Jaden Reverie, who's playing Charles Rowland, who is sort of brawn and charm and brains and a little bit of everything. So what you then have as well is you have, shall we say, surprising elements. So there is Jen Leon in this, who plays a witch called Esther. It is not giving anything away to say that she is quite pivotal to this show in giving it an extra edge and creating an adversary worthy of these boy detectives. You've also got Lucas Gage, who some people may remember from The White Lotus, who plays somebody called the Cat King. He is a king who is in charge of his Clowder being a group of cats. So you've got a lot of invention, you've got a lot of daring do, but you've got supernatural elements in there, and this really leans into the darkness of the piece as a whole. So let's jump into exactly what it is about the Dead Boy Detectives, which is going to make audiences want to jump right in come April 25th. So the thing about Dead Boy Detectives is that yes, it does have solid production design. Yes, there is an exceptional ensemble cast at its centre, but there are flaws in the formula. So what you do have are a series of episodic connected episodes, for want of a better phrase, which are all broken down into cases. They vary between being demonic possession to being ritualistic murder, and there are some generally gory and quite scary elements to them, but the problem is that they are what they are. It is a series of cases that are connected. It's a linear storyline. There doesn't appear to be tremendous amount of, shall we say, surprises in there. Yes, you do get flashbacks in terms of context to provide origin story information for both Charles and Edwin, and both elements are horrific, but they're incredibly well done. There are, as I said, there are conflicting adversarial intentions and agendas in there. So as I said, you've got the Cat King, you've got Esther the Witch, and then you have the afterlife. So you've got the PR nightmare, which is this small sort of Terry Gilliam Brazil-esque version of the afterlife, where there are too many people dying every day and the afterlife simply can't keep up on a clerical level. So there are elements of comedy in there, but that doesn't detract from the fact that this is quite formulaic. There's no way other than that to describe it. But there is much here to enjoy for fans and for newbies alike, and for anybody who feels a connection to Sandman, watched that and enjoyed the first season, the second season of which, by the way, is being shot. This feels like an ideal companion piece alongside Lockwood and Co. Need I bang on about that anymore? So on that note, I'm going to dive into my rating. Let's do that. So Dead Boy Detectives gets 3.5, 3.5 on my big old 5 scale. That's right. Why would it only be 3.5? Because it is flawed. There are elements. It's episodic. It's formulaic. It might be well produced. It might have decent ensemble and a decent central pairing. But the fact that you can see what's going to happen, besides everything else, has to bump it down half a star. So let's dive into my trailer. Let's do that next. And so it is that you've reached the end of the video review for Dead Boy Detectives, which is out on Netflix from April 25th. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Failing that, you can always just drop a comment in the comment box below and I will respond. And finally, just subscribe so that every Tuesday and every Saturday when I drop another one of these videos, you'll get a little notification, and then you can pop in and watch or listen to as much or as little as you like, and then go about your day. In the meantime, check out the rest of the channel, and maybe pop over to the Patreon page. See you soon.